All right. Welcome to the August 2026 Executive Committee meeting for the Libertarian Party of Maine. I am Dan Courtois, the chair, and I call this meeting to order at 19:08. First order of business is 10 minutes for public comment. Given that we have three people here, none in the XCOM, the floor is yours if you want it. If not, that's totally fine too.
In other
Even if
words,
you just take this opportunity to introduce yourselves or why you came to the party. Um,
say something.
Yeah, no pressure, Dane. No pressure.
should I call on someone or no?
I say you
How
should.
about we start? How about we do that? How about we break the ice at the XCOM? Dane,
All right, go for it, Jason.
wanker. So, I'm Jason. I am the treasurer for the party. I'm also the Waldo County rep. I think I talked with a few of you on Discord. I know we had a meeting with Kane before, so nice to meet you, all of you. If you have any questions about the finances of the party, let me know. Also, myself and Mr. Joe Petrucci are your resident IT tech support folks. I know Kane's coming on board to help with that, which again, we're very excited for. So any questions about things like the app or email listing, PayPal, anything else to do with actual like IT infrastructure, myself or Joe would be the people you want to reach out to. I'm located in Liberty, Maine, and came to the party through my military service. So I served in the Royal Army for 9 years, became very disillusioned by my service, and started looking for political ideologies that were more in line with my personal and religious beliefs, and libertarian was the closest thing. Nice to meet everybody.
Uh, I'm Brian Stevens. I'm the Eastern Region rep and the Washington County chair. I live up in Calais. Um, my primary involvement with the party right now is part of the marketing committee, along with Gina and Joe and Dane. Um, yeah, that's about all I got.
Jim Baines, vice chair, live in Hamden. I've been with the LPME since 2016, um, involved in various aspects over the years here. Uh, Primarily, I'm about outreach and finding the other libertarians in the state of Maine and reaching out to them and letting them know what we're about. I mean, honestly, I think we're the best kept political secret. A lot of people don't know about us, don't know it's an option, and we need more political options more now than ever. So that's what I'm about, and love to talk to various libertarians of various thoughts and persuasions. And I would love to hear from you guys that are checking in. I'd like to get to know you.
And last but not least, Joe.
I'm Joe Weeks. I'm the Southern Region rep, and I've been with the party since July of 2025, so a year into this now. Started out as the Cumberland County chair, and as things progressed to build out the party in a different configuration, I stepped into that Southern Region rep role, and yeah, all about trying to continue to foster these conversations, like a few of the others have said, with Mainers, to try and get people to open their eyes to other possibilities and recognize that this current configuration of the two-party system is not helping us, and we got to do something different. I've met a few of you already in other meetings and what have you, and yeah, I've been relatively quiet on Discord recently, but hopefully that'll change going forward as I have some more free time coming up and can get more into the trenches again.
Or the rest of you. How about we start with Chani? You can just introduce yourself.
I'm Chani. We recently moved here about like 2.5 years ago. I'm originally from Louisiana. Very pleasantly surprised at how similar Maine and Louisiana is. I have been a part, I guess, resonated with the Libertarian Party for at least 7 years now. It's just what just makes sense to me, and I really want to help bridge the gap between other people and open up communication and encourage positive communication between people from all political spectrums and help them understand what the Libertarian Party is about. And that's it.
What town do you live in, Johnny?
Anson.
Yes. Oh, you're not too far off. Very good. Right across the river from Madison.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
love. We're there every day.
Oh, okay. Very good. Kane, James?
Yeah, I guess I can go next. Yeah, I'm Kane. So yeah, we're in North Anson. For anyone who doesn't know, kind of outside of Skowhegan, so in Somerset. Yeah, we've been here for a couple years. We've been libertarians for a while. I'm from Florida, so yes, we're from away and all of that. But you know, it's I think coming into this state, it's exciting to see a party that cares so much about growth and like grassroots action. And I'm hearing I've talked to a few of you to varying degrees, but I'm hearing a lot of really cool stuff. And Chani and I have a lot of ideas. I think that's why we're here, because we want to take action too. So, this is very exciting for us. I don't know what else to add. Oh, by day, I work in data and AI for a Fortune 50, I guess. So I've got a lot of ideas around using data to help us find people who are libertarian thinking and may not, know it or may not see us as an option. So in terms of marketing and outreach and things like that, like there's a lot that we can do since there's so few of us to really make our effort efficient and well targeted. So really excited about, some of these conversations coming up.
Kane, how'd you guys wind up here in central Maine?
Well, we were in Atlanta and decided that city life, high crime, all of that just really wasn't for us. We've got 5 kids, and a lot of animals. And we wanted to find a place, to kind of put down roots, start a homestead, have some space and some land. And we did a lot of research. And Maine literally checked all the boxes.
Yeah.
Very
Literally every box.
Excellent. Excellent. James. Oh, you're muted, sir.
James?
There he goes. Yeah, now he's not muted. Go ahead.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
There we go.
All right. All right. Yeah, my name is James Lynch. Born and raised downtown Lewiston. I've lived momentarily in Southern California, Medina, Ohio, Dover, New Hampshire. I can't think of where in Florida. Anyway, yeah, basically, I got into like conspiracies and kind of like leaning towards like politics. 9/11, when that happened, I just the whole situation didn't make sense to me while I was in middle school. Just thought it was odd, the whole thing. So I started like paying attention to politics to better understand things, and yeah, and then I seen Ron Paul on TV, and uh, I'm definitely a Ron Pauler. I think that was the last time I think I voted for a president. Very unfortunate that he didn't get a shot. But yeah, I am a recovering drug addict. My drug of choice was opiates. I just struggled my whole life with mental health. My mother raised me for mental health. So yeah, my childhood was, traumatic and whatnot. But yeah, I'm about 2 years from hard drugs, and I've just I'm just living my best life at this point, really. my mental health is in check. I have a counselor I see once a week. I went to a 6 month rehab in Lewiston, the Travis House Rehab through Recovery Connections in Maine. I stayed there for 7 months out of the 6 months. I did IOP, intensive outpatient program, for 3 months, and I was in sober living at that point. And then I left there because they wanted me to continue doing IOP, just because like I gave the most feedback to the other clients and the staff. Once I was at my 3 month mark and I met you know, all the check marks to graduate IOP, they refused to let me because they were supposed to graduate me, and I felt a little resentful. So I ended up moving out to Town Farm Recovery in Green, Maine. It's technically where I'm currently residing. Um, yeah, so I work full time, and I'm actually waiting to get hired at the holistic rehab in Whitefield, Maine. And I'm pretty sure I got the job, so that'll be great because I plan on opening up a sober house in Lewiston. Most likely, I prefer Lewiston, but Auburn might be an option depending on the property owner, what he gives me for the property. Not give me, but let me run. Yeah, and I just felt like I'm at a point in my life where I can actually be of use and start venturing into politics like I wanted to while I was in active addiction, believe it or not, where I volunteered for Eric Brakey's campaign and I met David Boyer as well. And I got pretty close to them. I've even been at David Boyer's house. And yeah, I just we see what's going on with the Democrats and the Republicans, and they're basically the same party. I think a lot of them should be tried, if not all of them, tried for treason and not to be drastic, but hung in the streets. I think there's a lot of things that are just totally unacceptable, and so yeah, I'm down for the cause. I'm down for limited government. I would like to see taxes greatly reduced. I mean, there's just way too much work, and I'd hate to sound like I'm losing faith in the system here in this country, but it seems a little defeated at this point. I mean, even Tucker Carlson and his crew, I don't trust them whatsoever. They've been mainstream their whole careers, and all of a sudden, they're just so angelic. I don't buy it. I just feel like they're being narrated by the CIA, much like politicians and everybody else.
Hey,
Yeah,
sorry, James. Sorry to cut you off. We are actually at time, but thank you very much for telling us a
absolutely.
little bit about yourself. Same with Kane and Chani. And for those of you who don't know, Sean Lavasser just joined, sick as a dog. He's our Central Region rep. Uh, so he might depart us as he's not feeling well at some point this evening. So you have an out anytime you want, Sean. With that, I will move to approve minutes from last meeting.
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Thank you very much. Next with that, to Mr. Treasurer for the report.
Sure. So, especially since we have some new people on the call, we'll go into a little bit more detail than we normally do. So, we have two accounts with our main banking institution, which is Camden National Bank. First is our day-to-day business checking account. Of course, it kicked me out. Give me 1 second to log back in. So one is our primary checking account, and then the secondary account was due to a joint fundraiser we did in 2024 during the presidential cycle with the RFK campaign. So there's a few other libertarian parties that did the same thing. So we did some joint fundraising. So that is the second account that we have. The primary checking account balance is at $512.72. So that is our day-to-day primary checking. The secondary account, which is the RFK fund account, has a balance of $14,763 with 4 cents. So those are the two main banking accounts that we use. We also have a PayPal account that we have to declare in terms of when we do our filing with the state. That PayPal account is primarily funded via contribution and now also via our online shop that Brian went through all that effort to put together. So again, thank you for that, Brian. So that has been trickling up over the last few months. Currently has a balance of $1,194.01.
Some
That
decent
is
growth
the
this month.
account that fluctuates the most. Yeah, it's probably one of the higher watermarks. That's going to fluctuate a bunch in the next few weeks because we also pay for the actual merchandise that we're shipping from that same PayPal account. So like there's money coming in, money coming out daily every time there's a new order. So that one will fluctuate month to month. But yeah, almost $1,200, probably a high mark for a little while.
All right. Thank you very much, Jason. Also, just to follow up on the primary account, is that where the 222 came out to renew our PO box?
Correct.
Okay.
Hasn't come out yet, for what it's worth, but
Yeah, it's where it's coming out of.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
That said, I was just looking at the transactions. We were supposed to be not getting that $30
It's
a
in there.
month.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
was
in
just
there.
looking at
Yeah,
that too.
yeah. Well, I'll talk with the bank about that. They told me that was stopping. Um,
There's also a service fee on the RFK account too, just as a FYI, Jim.
okay,
Is
I'll look.
that because of the amount of transactions that we were doing with that?
Doubtful. The last transaction from that account was
Okay.
we had one transaction. Well,
Well, what I
actually,
mean though is that is it possible there's a maintenance fee on that account because we were in and out so much of it?
yeah, I mean it's possible,
Okay.
but the last actual transaction was in November. So even if we were being assessed a fee, we haven't done a transaction at all this year.
Well,
Account service fee
I would
15.
I would pause any inquiry on that just because we have some business to discuss
Yeah,
later when
yeah.
we go into executive session that we will likely be using that account for. All right. Anything else for the treasurer from anyone? Okay, hearing none. Next item is IT tech report. Joe is not with us this evening. Jason, do you have anything to report on the IT side?
Sure. So, I guess a few small things. One is the Google Analytics. So, that is now being fed into the application that we created. So there was a analytics portion into the app that was built is now linking to Google Analytics. The reason why it's a big thing is because that means we'll be able to use that same metadata that will be collected hopefully from that app and use it towards our expenditure when we do analytics and stuff like that. Um, the HubSpot is also fully integrated into the app now as well. So the CRM is being fed by that app. So we did a double check test on that. So basically the way it works is that when someone signs up, whatever information they provide via the sign up process gets fed into the CRM. So we saw, for example, like Kane, when he signed up, his stuff transferred over right into the CRM software. Even though it was already there, we just let it do the duplicate just to test it. But going forward, there will not be any duplicates. So if it sees a new entry that matches a previous entry, it'll just keep the original entry unless there's excess data that needs to be added into the repository.
And
Um,
just so I understand, HubSpot is now fully operational with all of our membership data. And are we getting reminders for renewals on out of that yet? Or
Joe and I are.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, the HubSpot's fully up and running. It's operational.
It
One,
it might behoove us to like set up a distro group for that notification, like with the region reps and or maybe just all of the XCOM instead,
sure.
just so that like those that well, does it come across that like do we get the county name of said person that's got an expiring membership?
Um, yes, when you click into it. So like, and the reminders that we get, no, but when you go into the actual CRM, you'll see that stuff in there.
All right. Well, that's putting the cart before the horse a little bit right now.
Yeah. So for those who are not on the XCOM, so Kay and Chani and James, about a year and a half ago, when Joe and I stepped up into the IT roles. Before that, we were already in the party, but we weren't really functioning with IT. just for some background too, Joe works in um, digital marketing primarily, so he's a big of a tech guy. I work in data science, so I am a data scientist, whatever the hell that means these days. But that's what I do for a living. So I also work for a Fortune 50 company, and I'm in charge of our data analytics department. So when we took over, we had not been receiving any data from LP National. Big surprise. So the data that we had was stale. It was mostly registrants that hadn't submitted any data in 5, 6, 7 years. Some of them didn't even live in the state. So Joe went through a lot of effort to go ahead and clean all that data up, and then we moved over, migrated away from the national database, and created our own local database for the party. So that's been an ongoing process for the last year, and over the last 4 months or so, it's finally picked up enough steam where we got it done. Since both Joe and I work other positions, obviously we donate the time that we have when we have it. But yeah, Joe went through a lot of effort to get that knocked out. So now we have access to that data. So if in the future we want to do some stuff with advocacy, we should be able to have some good data to work off, hopefully.
Cool, cool. All right. Anything else for IT from anyone? Questions, concerns?
I'm trying to get onto the. Why isn't it? Oh, there it is. Sorry, I was trying to click into this doc, and it just opened for me finally. I just want to see if there's anything in the old IT report, the HubSpot. The analytics is in there. Just talked about that, and the junk lead generated from the spam. So that was, long story short, there was like a small thing happening with the CRM where it was giving us basically spam data. It was basically picking up spam. So we've got that squared away. We changed its focus so that way it doesn't provide us that crap data. So that's also squared away. So that's everything on the report.
Awesome. All right. Next item is Region Rep reports, and we will start with Mr. Vice Chair.
All right.
I can take notes while you're doing this.
Sure. Before we move on to that, is there anything we want to put on the record for our minutes beyond Google Analytics? Any synopsis you want to throw in there at all, Jason or Dane?
So not until we actually start getting actual data. So we have something already on the docket for later on in the conversation when we talk about Discord versus the app and marketing strategies. So once we get to that conversation, there'll be some more stuff to talk about, but nothing we can talk about now.
Okay. Very good. Thanks for that. One thing I want to share, I put this in my chair. I'm working on producing some short promotional videos for the party. I had a day off a couple weeks ago, and I just sat down with a clipboard and started just writing ideas. And I recorded all of them, audio files, and I just uploaded them into a folder on Google Drive, which you guys can find there. Basically, I'm just looking for some feedback. This is stuff to help us market ourselves online. I mean, just short 20 to 30-second videos. I got a loose script right here. It's basically just a bunch of opening lines. Why don't we have more political choices? Pretty simple. Democrats and Republicans don't want it that way, especially at the federal level. The Libertarian Party, blah, 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 and we end it the same way, click here, Google here, whatever. But I want some feedback on that, and as I want to get these up and running as soon as possible to help market ourselves right there.
So on that, Jim, I looked through the cloud drive and I didn't see anything labeled the file name that you said. So my guess is it's on your actual Google Drive and not in the cloud.
Then I will fix that.
Okay.
And when I do, I'll make sure we take care of that tonight.
Okay.
Thanks for the heads up on that.
Yep.
Brian and I reviewed what we learned at the National Convention regarding Army building. We met last Thursday night. We're going to continue to meet on Thursdays to develop a more solid plan. I'll have something more solid at the next XCOM meeting here as we develop it. Want to report the lost debit card has been canceled and replaced. Jason, I'm assuming you want a copy of that. So do me a favor, just text me your address, and they have to snail mail you a copy of it from the bank.
Cool.
All right.
Okay.
Yep. I know I have your address runner somewhere, but if you
fine.
again, that would be best. I spoke with Scott Callhouse. For those who don't know, that he's been our fundraiser for our registration drives and other things over the years. And I asked him if he want to start fundraising for us again. He passed because he's just limiting himself to states who need ballot access, and also he can only make a certain amount of money per year anyway. It's a Social Security rule. But he is deciding he's going to send us a $500 check to become a lifetime member. And that's the one Dane I wanted to get a pin out to. He just once I get the check, I will let you know, and Dane will get him signed off on the NAP, and we'll take it from there.
The CRM and all that. Yep.
Yep, absolutely. Still would like to do another fundraiser to build our bank balances. We'll discuss that during marketing. And also, I mentioned this in my state convention, or I will mention this in my state convention report coming up, but I like to discuss having outdoor barbecues every quarter to help build camaraderie and build the coffer. We made a little money on this, and we can also make a little money and get to know people every 3 months. So we'd have to move it around the state. Dane also requested talking about that tomorrow night during the marketing meeting. But it was a good time. It was fun. Doing it outside is inexpensive. We can donate the food. We can donate the paper plates. We can donate anything we need to do this and make a little cash on it. So, but more importantly, we can help get to know each other better and beyond just doing it this way. That's all I have.
Real quick on that note, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but as a treasurer, it's my job. When we have this conversation, I think it's a good idea. The only thing we have to do is, again, I think we've had this conversation before. At the end of the day, we're a business because we're a political party. So we have to be able to have an ROI on anything that we're doing. And there has to be a set budget. So as long as we're willing to do that, that's fine. The one thing I would also say is we have to also remember that just because we have $14,000 in that secondary account, we cannot treat it like that's money that like it's our money. That was money that was basically that we got off the name of someone else that wasn't even a libertarian. So like for us to like spend that money actively as if like that's something that we like, oh, we gained that money from like all the hard work we did. To an extent, yes, it was primarily because the RFK team did what they did and we partnered with them. So like we need to treat that money as if it doesn't exist. If we need to use it, we should use it. But I just don't want us to run into a habit of constantly dipping into that. Just as an FYI, that primary checking account has had a balance of over $700 in a year. So
Yeah.
again, that account
Point
exists.
of information.
Yeah.
RFK is technically a lifetime libertarian, I believe.
That
Good
is
point.
true.
Well said. Thank
That
you,
is
Jeff.
true.
Yeah.
Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah. Also, not so
my
much.
point is that our account balance, that account,
Yeah.
especially when we report on it, gives the illusion of funding that we have available. But once that money is gone, God forbid we go through $14,000. I don't think we will, but God forbid, that money is not coming back from somewhere because it's not coming from a reliable donation source. So we need to treat it as if it's like, in case of emergency, break glass kind of funding, not a typical everyday kind of fund.
Right. I'll talk more about this during the convention report. But Jason, rest easy. We're not anything we're looking to do beyond that. We're not gonna touch the 14,000. We're not going to touch the 500 or any money. We actually made a little money off this, and I think we can do it again and again and again. Because honestly, it's not that expensive to hold these things. And I gave the $100. I gave the food. I'm not looking for any congratulatory thing, but I'm just saying it's really not that expensive to hold this stuff, and we can make money off it.
Good.
Yep.
No, it was very.
I'm all for it.
Yep.
As long as the saying is, if we're going to use funds from the party, the minute we touch those funds, it has to be organized in a very particular way.
Agreed.
The last thing I want us to do is end up in a place where that $500 account is a $100 account. We keep dipping into the RFK fund, and then next year at convention we have to explain it. Well, I have to go up there again and explain how we haven't had a balance over $700 in a year.
Well, if anything, some of the money from the PayPal account eventually should be going to the.
Eventually, yes.
Yeah.
Eventually, it will.
Why did I go away? Why did my camera go away? I'm sure you guys like that.
Real quick, James, I saw you waving.
I was going to say, James was waving his hand.
Okay, if you could wait, but you have 5 minutes. Yes. Okay. Jim, there's nothing else. Are you good for now?
I'm good. Thank you.
All right. So in Joe's stead, I'm going to take the Western Region report, for which I'm going to utilize this opportunity to nominate Chani Ford for the chairship of Somerset County.
I'll second that.
Second. Well, who beat me to the second? Joe did.
Yep.
Too slow, Jim.
With that, Chani, do you want to speak to your candidacy?
Well, let's see what I have to say. I mean, I think I've said quite a bit over the last few days, getting to know everyone, and I love Maine. I know I haven't been here that long, but there is something to be said about the people here. We've traveled around many states at this point in time, and it really is different here. And the small town vibe does extend throughout pretty much the whole state. And I'm really excited to get to know people and really connect with people on that front, and just wholeheartedly bring people together and give them to understand that, yeah, you are a libertarian. You don't know it yet.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that part. I do like connecting with people. I especially like getting involved as far as children goes and family events and that sort of thing, and unifying everyone.
Awesome. Does anyone on the executive committee have any questions for Chani?
Just a quick comment, Johnny. I drive around Maine for a living. I was actually in North Anson last Friday, driving from New Vineyard back here to back home. So I'm like, oh man, wish I'd known your hometown. Not that I could have had time to stop in, but it was nice
I'm
to know that.
excited.
Yeah,
I want to meet everyone. I'm going to
Yeah.
keep pushing for that. I'm going to get you guys out.
We will.
One
All right,
day.
we're in. Okay, hold on a second, Johnny, for the next barbecue. Got it. Okay, it's
Absolutely.
official. We got it. All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any- we are in the middle of a motion, so any other
yeah.
questions for Chani regarding her taking Somerset County?
Call the vote.
Hearing none, vote's been called. All in favor of appointing Chani as Somerset chair, say aye.
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 Any dissenting? Unanimous. Awesome. Congratulations, Chani. We will have a meeting in the next week or so to kind of give you a debrief on, we'll get you an email and show you everything, all the systems that you might need to be touching and whatnot. Next, I'm actually going to go a little out of order here just for James's time's sake, and I'm going to give the floor to Joe, and then I'll go back and circle back to Brian and Sean afterwards.
All right. So for my part, I'll just front load this, and I'd like to nominate James Lynch as the county chair for Androscoggin County. He and I had talked. He'd expressed interest, and he definitely seems to have a really kind of fire in his belly to get some stuff going. So I think that he'd be a good fit.
I will second that. Joe, do you want to speak, or sorry, James, do you want to speak to your candidacy? James? Well, you gotta unmute. Did you want to speak to your candidacy at all?
I just appreciate the nomination, and I'm very excited to work with you guys and meet with you guys and get the ball rolling and see if we can get some membership going on.
So, having a hell of a time. Google Docs sucks. All right. Calling the vote. All in favor of appointing James as Androscoggin County Chair?
Aye.
Vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Sean, have you been an aye on both of these? I haven't heard you. That's why I asked.
Sean is dead.
Oh man, come on. Well, now look what you did.
Well,
See?
that's all right.
See, jeez. I knew you were in the military, man, but come on. Yeah.
Okay. No, I abstained on both.
Okay.
I just meeting them here now. So.
Oh, understood.
Okay.
All right. All right. Well, that was unanimous. Welcome on board, James. What I'll probably do is I'll need to get your email from Joe, and I'll put something together. We'll have an email thread of what works for you guys, and we can get you both onboarded with Joe and Joe as your region reps as well. Hopefully.
That's not confusing at all.
Yeah. Well, that's why we're supposed to be calling you Weeks instead.
Yeah, and everybody's doing a great job.
I know. Yeah.
Listen, when Petrosi's on the call, he can get called weeks. Petrosi has to be on the call.
Okay. All right.
I'm starting that. I'll talk to Joe later.
For our
All right,
quarterly
so
meetup, I can donate food to that too.
okay. So that'll be we might call it a special meeting for that. Well, you'll be kept in the loop. I'll also put your role. I'll get your roles on the Discord server squared away after this meeting as well, which will open up some other chats for you guys. All right, circling back to Brian for your region report.
Uh, so this past weekend, I did some tabling at the International Homecoming Festival here in Calais. Uh, Turnout was horrific this year. We got rained out heavily.
Hmm.
While there, though, I had some actually pretty decent conversations, handed out a lot of material, probably 20 or so different books. Met some people who were libertarians that moved here during the time when we didn't have our party status and didn't know that they could register libertarian. So we may have some new
Nice.
registrants soon.
Nice.
Um, I got all my signatures, turned in my petition to run for city council
Congratulations.
this morning. Thank
Right
you.
on. Right on.
The annual humiliation ritual. Like Jim said, we're working on the army building thing. Um, we don't have a whole lot going on with that yet. We just started meeting, so hopefully next month we'll have some updates on that. Uh, Talking to people this weekend, I did find out some information about a data center that's being proposed off in the coast of Eastport, which is,
Hmm.
if anyone's not familiar, that's about 20 miles from where I live. Um, it's a 27-acre data center that they want to build under the water. They're requesting actually 400 acres to be zoned off for them. Pretty much the entire city is pushing back against it. It's still up in the air right now. They're going to be having some hearings coming up over it. I personally
Hmm.
don't know enough about data centers to talk a whole lot on that. I'm still learning on that stuff. Um, Outside of that, I talked to the Olivers this weekend. That's the family who's suing the city over the livestock ordinance. Um, Not a whole lot of updates. They are going to be having an inspection in a couple weeks. And they did ask me as a third party to sit in and film the inspection for them. So we'll see how that goes. Uh, yeah, I think that's about all I got for now.
Thank you very much. And last up, Sean, if you have anything to report.
Um, yes, as I brought up in an earlier meeting, a concern about how the Secretary of State was reporting registrations that included a number of inactive registrants who hadn't voted in a cycle or two. Uh, I sent out an email last month, hadn't heard anything back, and just today I just followed up. It's like uh, asking when I could expect a response. It's nothing urgent, but it's good to know if we're going to be facing falling numbers or not.
Hmm.
All right. Yeah, just keep us apprised on that as more information comes in. All right. Next, I'm going to kick it back to you, Brian, for anything specific on the marketing committee currently.
I honestly, I don't really have any updates on marketing. I guess we probably should have planned a meeting before today instead of having it tomorrow, but
That's fair.
yeah, we'll
Yeah, it
we'll
was.
have I'm I don't think we've had a lot of sales out of outside of party members right now for the shop, but unfortunately I'm still dealing with meta issues, so I'm not able to really advertise anything online.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, have you given thought to just creating a sock account specifically for the party business?
I'm probably gonna have to because
Uh,
they've got my account so locked out. It's a fucking mess.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Let me
All
know
right.
Brian, let me know what help you need with that,
I
because I may be able to do, I've done it before. I can develop something.
all right.
Right.
Keep it in mind. Next up, we were gonna have Don McCann. I spelt that wrong. Or Ben spelled that wrong. Our legislative director on, but it looks like he's not here. He said he may not be able to attend, so um, that will be tabled to next month. But those who are not in the know, we at our July convention finally found a replacement for Samantha Brown. He is a Penobscot resident residing in Bangor and day in, day out just writes legislation. I don't know, Jim, is that for a living or is this a hobby that he makes money off?
It's a hobby. I don't think
Okay.
it's a living. He's posts frequently about libertarianism on Facebook. Great guy, solid guy, very likable, and very humble guy. And I'm very happy he's on board.
Additionally, there is a legislative committee. Can't remember the members. I think it's me, Brian, and Weeks. Does that sound right? Is anyone else in that I'm forgetting?
Tim's also on
Oh,
that.
Tim's also on there.
I express interest as well.
Okay. Let me know in the Discord if I think I have that chat open, because I want people to be able to send us suggestions in that. That is an open chat on the Discord server. So for those of you who are in there, and if you have an idea or see something that committee should be apprised of, please, at legislative committee and let us know what's going on, what you find. All right, so that being tabled, I'll also take this moment to, if anyone here needs to depart that's not XCOM, feel free to just give us a wave and bounce out. I understand people have got other things going on right now. With that, we're going to move on to old business at 1950, just circling the loop on the day of service / regional meetup discussion. I mean, this is kind of an evolving topic. First of which, I'm going to let Joe Weeks discuss a little bit about. So this weekend, it was actually kind of kismety. Jason and his missus and a couple friends were over at Kate and I's house, and we were talking about Ben Weir. I don't remember for what purpose. For those who don't know, he was our region rep alternate at LNC for the past 2 years. And while we were hanging out discussing him, he literally sent me a signal message saying, "Hey, I have a rental at Two Lights State Park that for the pavilion that I'm not going to be able to use because my event got canceled. Do you guys want it, like as a donation?" So that's currently scheduled for August 29th. And with that, I'll let Weeks kind of flesh out the rest of the details on whatever he has to report on that currently.
Sure. So, yeah, I was put in contact with Mr. Weir by Dane, and we've kind of worked out what the details of the uh, rental are and the amount of time that he has it. And I think we're going to try to move forward with having a some kind of barbecue get together out there on the 29th. So I'm going to get with Tim to see about getting some of the other details sorted out, budget for food, drinks, etc., and get it ticketed and promoted as soon as possible. So that's where that stands right now. We're just trying to, get everything stitched together.
Yeah, I would say, given that it's on the 29th, which is 2 weeks from this Saturday, I would try to get those details squared away before the weekend's end.
Yep.
All right. Let us know if you need anything. If you need help creating a PayPal ticket or whatever, I can help. Jason can help.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's a must because
Sorry
I've
to
not done that before.
told you, Jason, but all right. Next up is the V for Vendetta 20th anniversary screening. Is this an idea we want to continue to explore? And if so, who's taking the reins on this?
Thought that Sean was.
Yeah, that's one of the things that slipped in the past couple of weeks.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Great
So if
movie.
our goal would be to try to try to get this as close to November 5th, I would imagine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So more to come on that. Just kind of wanted to reiterate, put another bug in everyone's ears on this. Last thing that we have on the agenda written down, obviously we can talk about we can go to Jim about the regional barbecues just moving forward, but is the rifle raffle. This is something that I know is not necessarily a region. This isn't really a meetup or a day of service, but it is something that is for some reason here in the agenda. So we're going to talk about it. I don't know how many tickets we've sold, but I know it's probably under 20, and our goal is 400. So we got to get on that. That will be something the marketing committee is going to adopt and start looking at. But does anyone have any comments, concerns, ideas about the rifle raffle currently?
Is that on the website or the app site to kind of
I don't think
just
it's
ongoing?
anywhere, but Jason
Yeah.
might be able to.
I mean, would it make
So it
sense to
can
put it in
be
either of
on
those
the app. We can do
places?
whatever we want on the app, and we can do whatever we
Okay.
want on the website. We can't do anything with Facebook or Instagram.
Well,
Sure.
we
Yeah,
can,
yeah.
we hold on, time out. We can. We just have to be creative at how we word and what we use for imaging.
So let
That
me
too.
rephrase. We can. You have to be extremely creative. And as some people in this group already know with Facebook's TOS and how quickly they're willing to shut off service, I do not think it's worth pressing the line because if you lose service of the political party of Maine, it may sound really cool for about a day, but that's
That's
the only
fair.
place that we have for outreach. So if you want to risk it for the biscuit, you can. If it goes down, though, I'll be the first one to tell everybody to stop crying when it happens.
That would not include, though, a link that goes to another site if we had language that was ambiguous enough,
Yes, so you can
correct?
say, for example, we're holding a special raffle for
Yeah,
X.
yeah,
For
yeah.
more details, feel free to visit us at
Okay.
lpme.org or on our web app.
So we can do something
Yeah.
like that.
Yes,
All right. And I would probably want to set that up to go through our app. Yeah. If we
I
can.
would I would say yes, we should.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
But we can talk about that when we get to the app in a little bit.
All right.
Okay.
Good, good. Next it was the virtual meetup review. I can kind of take this, and Jim, you can have a little bit as well if you want to make some comments. So we did our second virtual meetup. It went pretty well. Who do we have there? I think Kane, were you there?
I think Kane was there.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny, I don't think you were, right? No. And then who else did we have? We had Don, who I thought was Don McCann, but it was Don
Chamberlain. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan
And
Michaels.
then Ryan Michaels was there as well. So that went
And
really well.
Errol.
Errol from
Yep,
Milo.
Errol.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that went really well. I'm gonna try and continue. So we did them 3 months apart. I'm gonna try and just set them up quarterly. We can do them more often if there's more participation or more novel participation. What I don't want it to become is, I mean, I guess it's not really that bad, but what I would like it not to become is just, whoever's there for the XCOM and the same 5 people that are activists already that we talk to here and there. But that has been a decent vessel for, bridging the gap, trying to outreach to the public. So, next would be actually one thing. Well, no, I'll set that myself later. So if we did it this month, then we would be looking at November?
If we did
Do the next one.
We're talking about what the Monday Night Liberty.
Yeah.
If we did it monthly, I think we were talking about having the last Monday of the month, which would be the 31st. If we want to do it this month.
Yeah, for right now, only because we've done 2, we don't really have a good enough data set for me to want to start doing it monthly. I'd like to do another one and see what we get for interest.
I certainly think we need to do one before Election Day.
Okay. So Election Day is the
Wait, what are we talking about then before Election Day? I'm sorry.
3rd. We could do it on the
Monday
2nd.
Night Liberty.
Okay.
You could
I
do it
mean,
on the
or at
second.
least I'd saying at least one before election day. I mean, could we do one
Yeah.
in September? And of course, I think October is a hotbed time to do it. I personally think we should do it if we're not going to do one, on the 31st. What about the 28th and the 20? Well, yeah, October 26th, September 28th and October 26th. Interest tends to build a little bit here. So, and we invite people. We invite. Um, Go into Facebook and go to the Maine politics page and invite them too, man. It should be interesting. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, this is how you grow. And I understand, you're concerned it's going to be the XCOM, the same five people. The bottom line is, if we hold them regularly, people more likely to attend. I mean, we had a few people attended last time that we didn't
I
see it. In
agree.
fact, in
That's
fact,
true.
Consistency.
yeah,
Consistency is attractive.
yeah, and I mean, Don and I talked, Chamberlain and I talked, and says, should we do one of these, with on the local level and for the Bangor area ones? Because there's several people in this
Yeah.
area that I haven't seen in a while, and I'm thinking about well, at least trying that out. But I think consistency. I personally think we do need to make this, like say, the last Monday of every month, Christmas week notwithstanding. But yeah, I'm thinking we need to do something consistent here. I wouldn't. Let's not worry about, oh my God, these people aren't going to show up. We don't know until we try, and then we can assess.
Okay. Well, that's fair. That your point is well taken. I would elect for us though to discuss this offline in Discord.
Sure.
Because that's an easier format. Next item is just a quick review on the convention. Chair, Mr. Baines, please.
Certainly. Okay. So the date was Saturday, July 11th. We held our annual barbecue convention there at the Tot Lot Park in Auburn. According to PayPal, we had 21 tickets sold. $23.76 each after fees. That's a gross of $498.75. And since we pretty
Point of
much,
information, Jim,
yes,
we
yes.
actually sold 23 tickets for a net inbound of 575.
Okay. See,
And
yeah,
that's from PayPal,
okay.
not from Facebook.
Okay. I counted. Yeah. Well, I didn't, I counted the ones on PayPal. I had 21, but yeah, 23. Great.
And
Yeah.
6 of those were Mr. Weeks, and 2 of those were Mr. Lavasser.
All right.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
Put my
So-
business out there. Jeez.
Sorry.
I'm public. Yep. All right. I donated $100 for the park fee. I donated the food. Joe Weeks stepped it up with other necessary items, paper plates, napkins, etc. But it appears that the gross total is the net total because I don't think the party actually had any expenditures. All the expenditures were donated, which is wonderful. The barbecue opened officially at noon. Beautiful sunny day, upper 70s. After the convention was called at roughly 1:15 p.m., really the main item of business was just going through the new LPME platform, which Dane worked very hard on getting done. Kudos to you there, my man.
Not just me.
Yeah, well, not just you, but you were the spearhead at all, and we appreciate that. Most of the items were accepted as is, with a little debate, and I think it was about 5 or 6 items that there was some debate. Adjournment was called right after the final approval of the platform. And the rest of the time was just devoted to speeches and discussion. I spoke about outreach. Sean spoke about campaigns. Gina Oswald, Brian spoke about LPME merchandise, what it took to getting online. Ryan Michaels was there on the excitement of passing the word about LPME, and gubernatorial candidate Derek Levasseur was there on the challenges for the state of Maine. We finished up around 3:30 and left it from there. Due to the relaxing outdoor information, the low cost I mentioned, and the completion of the new LPME platform, I would call this convention a mild success. If only we could get more libertarians to show up, and that's always the challenge, isn't it? There's plenty of room for more growth if we were to market these regularly, and this is why, once again, I'll say it again, and we'll talk about it at marketing tomorrow. I want to encourage doing these barbecues every 3 months. Also, when we do have a convention in the summer, it should be a barbecue convention just because it's low cost and easy to deal with.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. No more of this. I mean, as much as we like it at Maple Hill or wherever is that what it's called?
Yeah. Yeah.
As much as we love it there and the owner's awesome and a libertarian, like we just we ought not be spending that amount of money until we have a full room.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Um, So this, as I mentioned, this is a way to raise money. And geez, to pay $25 is a very fair price for a convention, for all the barbecue. As for a winter barbecue, yeah, we can do that outdoors too. Just have it at someone's house. In fact, that'll take care of the any alcoholic consumption if we might be worried about. Um, so we'll discuss more about that, but I was pleased. I know there was a lot of worrying about how many people are actually going to show up, but most of the people that showed up are the people that have gotten to know somebody through the party, either through us. Errol showed up because he did 2 caucuses. I got to know him pretty well. It was a surprise to see him show up. It was great. We just need to keep working on that and just continue to make those connections. We'll talk more about that another time.
Perfect. All right, thank you. This is more of just putting a bug in both your and Sean's ear again about the YAL chapter slash LPME college affiliates. We have that guy at UMO, which I don't know if Jim, if you followed up with him or not.
I have not. Could we
We
just
can
to
get together and I can get you his contact and whatnot. I can give you a
yes,
debrief. Yeah.
please do. No, yeah. Does Maine still have a YAL chapter? What happened there? Is
No,
it a little
so
different?
the
Yeah.
long story short, they used to have a Yale chapter. That Yale chapter basically disaffiliated from Young Americans for Liberty and decided to do their own thing with the same kind of aim, but just didn't want they didn't want to be part of that organization. I don't know if there was drama there or if there was any real reason other than just wanting to be, their own autonomous thing. But at the time, I think that was in 24. I believe it was leading into the DC convention, if memory serves. We had touched base with them. They were very enthused. Had set up like what had existed as a marketing committee to like get them tabling materials, and then they went radio silent. So again, it being over 2 years ago, it's likely the same people are not there. So just something to follow up on and dig around to see if that if that organization even still exists.
All
I
right.
would imagine that they've got to have some sort of oversight from a faculty member, so it might behoove you to just call into the switchboard and just dig
Yeah,
around.
I'll do that. Yeah, get me that information. And as a blue bleeding black bear, I gotta
I
fix
was just
something
gonna
here.
say, yeah, you're
Yeah.
perfectly fit for that.
Well, well, no, there's one little change I got to make here to the. It's not UMO. Hasn't been UMO since 1986. It's UMaine. I just want to get that
Oh,
clear it out there. That's
all
another
right.
thing altogether. All right. Anyway, but yes, I'll be happy to do that. Just to text me that information or
Yep.
whatever. Yep.
And then the other two items I have for you, Sean, there's the professor at Colby and that retired Army major. We can get together separately on when you're ready to reach out to them. I can get you all their contacts again if you've lost them in the email shuffle. Um, Next item is regarding our resolution on warrantless dragnet surveillance on personal electronic devices. There is an ad hoc committee created on this. I can't remember the members off the top of my head, but the distro list in both Discord and email are already created. Right now, if you know you're involved in that, all I want to do right now is just pick a date when we're going to meet and go through this like we did the platform. I have a couple similar resolutions, one from the LNC that was passed and another, I think I want to say it's a county affiliate in North Carolina that passed a resolution that I read through and thought was really good. So I want Maine to pass a similar resolution. I just want to pick a date right now. So who here is in that committee? I know I am. Brian, you are. Weeks, are you?
I'm not sure, but I would like to be.
I think
I
you might
think
be.
he is.
Okay.
I could
All right.
actually, you know what I could do? I could look at roles on the Discord server. Give me 2 seconds here, guys. Exactly who's in it. Ad hoc member. So it's Brian, myself, Petrosi, and Sean. I will also add you, Joe. Oh,
Appreciate it.
Numbers. All right, you also added that. When works for you guys? I'd like to do maybe next Thursday. Would that work for you guys?
Yeah, Thursday evening would work.
Brian, you
Yeah.
good with that?
Uh,
Sean, you good with that? I mean, if you're still not feeling well, it's yeah, okay. 7 o'clock work for you guys?
uh, as long as Jim can do a different time with me next Thursday.
Yeah, we discussed that. What do you think we're getting? 30 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, I can do before or after
Let's do
this.
that. Let's do six. Hold on a second. You said there's next Thursday. Just let me just check the.
Yeah, we'll figure out a time after, but as long as we can adjust it, I'm good for 7 then.
Oh, I got nothing on my calendar next Thursday anyway. So yeah, let's just call it 6:30.
Okay.
Yeah.
20 at 1900. All right, thank you. I'll have that as an invite, or I'll have that as an event in Discord and an invite as per usual tomorrow. Sean, you already touched on the registrant list, so I'm going to table this for now, given that you don't really have much else to report. We'll touch base on that more next month if you're good with that. Yeah. All right. LPME, CRM launch and readiness. This was more for Petrosi. He's not here. We will table this. From what Jason tells me, though, we're pretty much good to go. We just need to set up when we're going to do a training for everyone. Yeah. Is that a
Correct.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not
Okay.
always looking at my screen. Thanks. And last thing with the old business and new business, we only have 2 items, and then we'll go into executive session. So we're in the home stretch right now. The last item we have for old business is the Liberty rating tool.
Can we just mix that into? I'm just gonna mix that into the new business with the Discord app versus the app
Okay.
because they kind of talk to each other.
Sure.
So
Hold on a
for
second.
actually, let me. Do I have sharing privs?
Not yet. Hold on.
It's lacking.
Yeah, you do.
Thank you. So for those who have not used it, we have an application. Is it coming through?
Not yet, but yes, there it is.
Okay. So this is the app. Some of people already signed up, and one of the things that's in the app is this right here, which is the candidate analyst. So the way it works is that you can click into it and type in a candidate, a political candidate. There's some ones that are already in there. And once you click on it, it will do a search on that candidate. So what it's looking at is any public information, including websites, if they have a political committee or they're actively running and have a website, looking for voting records, blah, blah, blah. It takes a bit to run because it does a really big scrape. I think right now on average, it goes to like 726 different sources, try to get all the data that it can. And then it'll score that person based on their publicly available information and give them a letter grade from F failing all the way to A plus. We did some tweaking on this, so it is relatively accurate. Basically, what it's doing is it's running each candidate through the same political quiz that we have in the app, which is right here, the political quiz. So the same quiz that a person can take as an individual, and they'll get a scoring, and then that'll be referenced in their output. It's doing the same thing for these people, just getting them a letter grade. The reason why I want to combine this with the app conversation is it would be my recommendation. Sorry, it would be my recommendation that we move as much stuff over to the app as we can. Oh, real quick before I get into that. So, candidate Ron Paul, I mean, everyone on this call.
Obviously, right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So his score, it'll give you his top 5 ideology matches. So what ideologies he matches most with: libertarianism, anarcho-capitalist, classical conservatism, paleo-conservatism. It'll give you a summary of his political history, and then it'll give you a full ideology breakdown of anything that he relates to. So like basically what it's doing is every single ideology that it can reference, it's giving that person a score on each one of those ideologies if they align at all. So once you get to like number 10, 12, you can see that these little blips, maybe because of one policy he has technically overlaps. It's more of this stuff here that we'd be looking at, and this is generated for each person. There is a share feature, share, and you can go ahead and
Nice.
share that. on socials, or create a copy link and paste it into whatever, and you can share this anywhere you like.
Is that a shit when you share, does that generate a graphic or is that a share link to this analysis in our app?
So it basically creates a hyperlink to this analysis. So it like
This is viewable to people without an account.
it'll be just this score, that be this score part, the ideology matches, and I believe just a research summary, but I have to double check.
Okay. Cool. And just to follow up on, we had discussed a little bit, I don't remember if it was when you were over or if it was last week when we were talking on the phone, but about the logging a database of these queries that people enter into for the Maine specific people on our end, like on the back end. So like in the future, let's say we want to release a scorecard on a bunch of people that are up for re-election in Maine. We could easily have that data to be able to create an infographic for or whatnot.
Sure. Yeah, that took me like 20 minutes set up.
Sweet. Nothing that we need to have visible necessarily, although maybe that would be useful of like Maine politicians, political scores or whatever.
Yep.
I don't know. Just an idea.
Yep. So anybody who wants to sign up to the app, you can use that to look at any candidate. It also looks at state level candidates. The only thing it'll have issues with if the candidate's like very obscure. So like if you type in like Brian's name for something, it may look at just whatever few Facebook posts or something he has, and it might not be enough data for it to be able to reference all the things he said versus the entire quiz. In which case it'll give him a blank query as if like he's not a really candidate. So they have to be public enough where there's enough things to reference, or a website or something that they can scrape data from. But I've gotten down to like, I think once you get past like state, house, and senate, it gets a little bit muckier, especially when you get to like the township level. It's basically can't really scrape that data. But if
Right.
you're saying state house, state legislature, stuff like that, it can. And even to some bigger places, like if you go to like look up people in Portland, because the Portland like press will report on them, so on and so forth. There's more data for it to scrape from. But like someone running for sheriff in Calais is not going to show up in that thing. So just FYI.
Right. Just real quick, is anyone here in attendance not yet on the app? If you're not, I did just put the link to the app in the chat here. So if you want to get in there and sign up for an account and poke around, please do.
Yep. So that leads perfectly into the new business conversation about Discord versus the app. So what I would posit to the team is that we should be moving as much of our conversations off of Discord onto the app. Discord should be used primarily for actual party business. And then the app could be used for the hangout function that we use it for, with like memes and conversations, debate, all that kind of stuff. There are a bunch of channels in the app too. So if you guys go into the app, you'll see that there's a bunch of channels in the community section. Those channels basically mimic some of the public channels we have on Discord already. And we've built this so that way a lot of chat functions are the same. So you can like at a specific people, a specific person, you can add everyone in that entire group. You can leave groups, add yourself to groups, make recommendations for new channels and groups. So it's pretty robust, and we can always add more. That's the one positive thing, is that since we have full control of the app, we can add whatever more features we need to. It's just a matter of time and like me being able to sit down for a few hours and write some code. So if you guys have ideas and you put them into the app, there's a section there called app development and ideas. If you type what you're interested in doing, I usually will respond within a day or two, and then probably it's usually every week, and I try to log on for 3 or 4 hours and try to bust some stuff out and do some incremental update kind of stuff. So that would be what I would say, is that we should move as much stuff to that app. Another reason why would be things like the raffle they want to do with the firearm. The app's a perfect place to market that. What I would say too is a podcast episode we probably could do is, if anybody's interested, do a test fire. So basically, if anyone wants to come over to either my gun range at my house or when they go to a public range, we can go ahead, do a public test fire, 25 rounds of that specific rifle that's being given away. And then we can do a full episode on two-way stuff. People can go ahead. Just make it a hangout kind of thing too. We could also market that as a two-way hangout kind of thing. And we could put that on the app. We could film stuff, put on the app, that kind of thing.
Johnny, that I'll let Jason field that if I'm incorrect here, but that's because you haven't been like you just signed up, so he needs to go in there and just assign you some roles, and then other things should be opening up.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it right now.
Um, just a quick question on that note for transitioning over to the app for more of the kind of casual conversation that's going on in Discord currently. Do we want to put in place like a sort of sunsetting timer where we can tell everybody on Discord who isn't at this meeting to, plan to move any non-party business conversations over to the app, and anything that pops up on Discord that's not business related will probably be deleted or moved over there. That type of thing.
So that's a good idea.
You should be
How
good now, Johnny, by the way.
how I envision this going is like we all in this room know that this is going to be our aim and our tilt as far as our objectives of like keeping the social fun stuff, activist stuff on the app and keeping the organizational stuff on the Discord. That's going to happen naturally. I'm not going to go ahead and just like, be a tyrant and start shutting down channels and deleting comments or anything like that. Well,
I don't know
and,
if,
So-
that's
we,
tyrannical exactly.
Yeah.
If the rules are changing, it's just a
Well,
if you're worried
changing
about
the
that,
rules.
Dane, if you're
I'm
worried
not,
about
I'm
that,
not worried about it.
no, I'm saying
Honestly, if
even
there's
if you're
a
not,
social aspect that is maintained on the Discord, I don't have a problem with it. We should also, though, be utilizing the app and that's what we should be giving to any potential new activists that aren't looking to necessarily be part of leadership or committees or anything like that. If they're just an activist that want to advocate for liberty in Maine, they should be using the app and we should be interfacing with them there.
agreed.
Sure.
I'll look at it this weekend because I played with the API that Discord has. I think I can migrate all the channels into the app, so like the chat history will be there. So
That's
so
cool.
Oh, awesome.
it
That
won't
would
be
be
as
really
long.
cool.
Yeah.
So I think Discord goes back, I think up to 90 days. I think the most I'll be able to do with the way that it's being hosted now is like 30 days worth of backlog. And that's like the party, because remember was all donated by me, so I'm paying the hosting fee for it. So if we ever wanted to self-host ourselves and pay for the extra data to be able to hold extra data, we can go back further. But I think we could probably do 30, 45 days. So
Okay.
Jason, one question. I want to make sure I heard this right. Did you say that more party business would be on Discord and more fun stuff, for the lack of a better phrase, would be on the app, or did I get that backwards?
nope,
No,
you're
you
right.
got that
So
right.
the party business I think should stay on Discord because like that's where you have a bunch of channels there that are already private. Anything that's not considered party business should probably be moved to the app. When we want to invite people, even if they're not going to be necessarily participating with the party, but just to give them more view of other libertarians and give them a place to chat, it should also be the app. Also, remember the app has a link to our store, so that's a marketing funnel for us to be able to do purchases. Our podcast episodes are automatically published onto the app. If anybody starts writing any blog entries, those are automatically published to the app. If we do a podcast episode where we test fire the gun and go to a gun range, that'll automatically be updated to the app. So the app's been built to be the hub for the party. So we should probably start using it that way. Plus, we capture all that data. So like right now, Discord
Wow.
holds all the
Okay.
data. Facebook has all the actual metadata. We would actually own the data in terms of like it goes into our CRM, all that stuff. All these things we can use for marketing. We can give Chani a list of people who are in her area based on all these people that are working in the app and what they're mentioning. We can give her data. It makes her job easier than just going, oh, well, everybody go on Facebook and we don't know who's who and we're all hiding behind some kind of weird emoji or icon.
All right. So hence the primary motivation there is to basically control or have control of our own information and their data. Excellent.
Any other questions about the app or our use of the Discord moving forward?
I just want to point out that the app does grade me as an A
Nice.
as a candidate.
Better be.
Obviously.
Yeah. I mean, if it were an A minus, we'd have concern. I mean, yeah.
Did it actually find you?
I just
Yeah.
put my name in and then I put my town in and it
And
did
it found
find me.
That's
hell yeah! Look at me go.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah, look at
Awesome.
you.
Yeah.
I'm
Awesome.
giving myself a pat on the back. There's a gold star going on my fridge tonight.
Ooh, gold star.
There you go.
Damn.
Whole gold star.
All right. Moving on to our last official.
If anybody does want to like, get some more info on the app, there's not to take up time, there's like 5 different AI chatbots. If you have activist privileges, there's 2 more chatbots in the activist section. So like if you want to play around with them, go ahead. But if you have like specific questions or recommendations or stuff, either put it in the channel that says app development or send me a message like via my email or something. And I'm like I said, on weekends I try to put like 3 or 4 hours aside so I can knock some stuff out. Usually I can do like 2 or 3 improvements in a weekend. So like if you guys start giving me 15 or 17 in a row, it might take some time, but the two or
Right.
three we usually get, I could probably get done in the weekend.
Also additionally, just to kind of mention this, we have also designated we during the IT monthly meeting we had last week, we did designate, I think, was it 5 or 4 membership tiers? So we have our, and this would be for just, any LPME actual member. So you have our basic at 25 per year. That's just to become a member. You sign the NAP. We all know that. Then it goes to bronze at 50, silver at 100, and gold/lifetime at 500. The app will eventually have more and more things in it as we develop them, and those will be included or excluded based on tier levels moving forward. Like you can just sign up as a free member without even being a member of the party for the app, and you get these things. If you're a member of the party, you get activist things. If you're a candidate or a gold member or a silver member or whatever, you get all of these things. That's still being built. Welcome to hear ideas on that, whether it be in the marketing committee or the IT committee side of things. And that's also going to be extrapolated in the future with coupon codes to our merch store, which we have not yet set up. I think we have 1 coupon right now still active. Brian, is that right, on the merch store? Your mic's muted.
But I read his lips. He said, "Yeah."
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yep.
And does that have an expiration on that?
I don't
I don't
think
want to.
so.
I don't want to say it right now, but
I'll double check before tomorrow's meeting and make
okay.
sure.
And if anyone in this room wants to purchase something from our our merch store, and wants that coupon code, just hit Brian up on the Discord.
Okay, I just double checked. So I did give you admin privileges to the app, so you should have like an admin section when you log in, and if you go in there, you'll have the back end access to everything.
Cool. All right, last item before we go into executive session is Jim and Brian convention training sessions.
Yeah, not a lot to say just yet here. Brian and I had some near misses trying to meet up, and we finally had one last Thursday. And honestly, it's just the first thing we have to do is just go through the materials that Nate gave us and break it down. In fact, we have a goal tomorrow night to go through both what Brian learned, what I learned, and forge a plan from there. And that's glad you mentioned that because that's something I got to jump on there.
What time are you guys meeting tomorrow?
Could we do like 6:30, something like that?
I was going to say 6:30.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I think 30 minutes is enough time for us to kind of
Good.
go through. I mean, if nothing else, it's really just kind of a meeting to push us to get that part of it done, and then we build from there.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, we do have a marketing committee meeting tomorrow at 7. Johnny, you wanted to be in the marketing committee, right? Okay. I just making sure. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I put you in there already. So we'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, Dan, could we use the same link, by the way? For the same meeting for the marketing, and just Brian and I will jump on 30 minutes early if that's okay with you.
Sure. I mean, as long as one of you are signing in as the state account,
right?
That's totally fine.
Right.
All right. Cool. With that, I will motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right. All in favor of adjourning and going into executive session?
Aye.
All right.
So since Chani and
motion
James
passes.
were just voted in, they technically can participate in executive session, correct?
No. Executive session. Well,
Part of the state committee.
let me stop recording and then we can discuss.